While applying for various universities or for a job, you must have heard the term called as letter of recommendation, that is LOR. Letter of recommendation is one of the most impactful tool to know and understand the candidate from the eyes of their teacher, professors or the supervisors. So now the question comes, how to write a powerful letter of recommendation. So this video will help you to know the ways of writing most impactful letter of recommendation. Hey everyone, welcome back once again. By the end of this video, you will be able to understand the concept of letter of recommendation, certain do's, don'ts, along with steps of writing an impactful letter of recommendation. Make sure to watch the video till the end, and if you're new to the channel, then please do hit on the subscription and bell icon. And also, if you have any queries, feel free to comment them in the comment section. When you're applying to various universities or a job, most of the companies or the university will ask you to bring at least 2 letter of recommendation. We also call them letter of reference, because the employer or the university wants to understand the candidate from the eyes of their teachers, professors or supervisors, because this is going to be a first-hand information about an individual. So it's very essential to have a most impactful letter of recommendation. While writing a letter of recommendation, you will have to understand its layout. It is always suggested to have maximum 4 paragraphs in a letter of recommendation. Paragraph number 1 will talk about an association with the student, in which capacity the professor or a senior is known to the applicant. Like, let's say for example, I know XYZ person since last 3 years as his professor for this subject in this college. In the paragraph number 2, you'll have to write about the inherent skills and characteristics of the candidate, in which the person or the student who is applying for a job or maybe for the higher studies. Like, let's say for example, XYZ person had keen interest since his second year, maybe in marketing, finance, HR domain, and was always keen to know more about whichever the domain you want to refer the candidate to take the admission in. In the paragraph 3, you can talk about the qualities of an individual or a candidate, like XYZ person is having excellent communication skill, leadership skills, interpersonal skills, and don't forget to mention those qualities with the evidence of success. Like, let's say for example, XYZ person is having excellent communication skill and leadership skills, and he could successfully handle the annual event organized by our department or by our college. Paragraph number 4 is going to be a concluding paragraph or a last paragraph, where you'll have to conclude your letter of recommendation. Like, let's say for example, XYZ person is having my strongest recommendation. In case of any query, feel free to call me on this number or mail me at this particular mail ID. So these 4 were the key paragraph. You can also extend it to 5 or 6, but make sure that you are limiting it to a single page, not more than that. You'll also have to remember some do's and don'ts of writing a letter of recommendation. Point number 1, the given information in the letter of recommendation should be accurate and correct. Point number 2, the recommender should write the positive aspects or the positive qualities of an individual, not the negative. Point number 3, the language which is used while writing the letter of recommendation should be simple. Point number 4, the sentences which you are making or writing in the letter of recommendation should be short and to the point. Point number 5, the length of the words while writing the LOR should not be more than 500 to 600 words. Point number 6, the recommender should know the candidate at least for 6 months or 1 year. And point number 7, the recommendation letter should always have the qualities or the contribution of the candidate which are unique. So these were some do's of writing the recommendation letter. Let us also have a look at some don'ts. Point number 1, the recommendation letter should never have any grades or percentage of any test or any examination. Point number 2 is never include the sensitive or the private information about the candidate or an institution. Point number 3, do not mention the job description of an individual or a candidate, because it will be more of a resume, not the letter of recommendation. Point number 4, and the most important, is do not copy from online samples, because most of the universities and organizations, they use the plagiarism detection software, and if it is found that you have copied the content from the online samples, then you will be out of the selection process. So these were some do's and don'ts of writing an impactful letter of recommendation. Let us also have look at a sample or an example which you can use with the customization. I am delighted to write this letter of recommendation for XYZ. I have been associated with him from last 3 years as a faculty at XYZ organization. He is a very hardworking and bright student and has an intense focus on what he wants to study and what he wants to become. He is motivated intrinsically and has a great leadership potential in him. He is an exceptional thinker and also is very clear about expressing his own ideas or views. He also possesses a rigorous working capacity and always balanced his study and extracurricular activities perfectly. As a student, he has always actively taken part in various college activities and educational courses organized for the students, by the students and the faculty. Honesty, punctuality, sincerity and a positive attitude are few traits which makes him a distinctive student. His level of maturity and understanding are highly notable, and hence we faculty members can rely on him for literally any kind of work. He has an excellent command over communication skill, which is one of his greatest assets. I am certain that you will find XYZ suitable to study at your prestigious university, and I conclude by wishing him good luck for his academic achievements. You can connect me at this mail ID or a mobile number for any queries. Let us also have a look at example number 2. I am glad to write this recommendation letter to recommend XYZ student. I know this student since last 4 years. He has exhibited diligence and perseverance in all her activities or his activities. I have taught him subjects like, you can give name of the subjects, maximum 4, not more than that. He has written a research paper with me. The research paper was on a topic, you can mention the name of the topic, which was published and presented during state level research competition. If it is international level, national level, you can mention. During the research work, I found him to be one of the most sincere, hardworking and dedicated student. He has excellent understanding of research methodology, data retrieval, data review and question framing skills. He was very much clear with the topic and the objective of research paper which we had written together. I am sure he will be an asset for your university or organization. I strongly recommend her or him to be chosen. In case of any queries, you can contact me at, you can give your contact number and mail ID. So these were some do's, don'ts and examples of impactful letter of recommendation. I'm sure you must have found this video useful and informative. If so, then please give a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, this is Sandeep signing off. Thank you for your time.